Hello everyone, how are you guys going? It's been a while. I know it's been a while since I've last filmed. What can I say? I have been very busy. As you may or may not know already, I just come here quickly to just give you guys a bit of a little life slash major channel update because a lot has happened since I last filmed back in May. Cannot believe it's been like 3 months since I last filmed. It's actually insane. And I was initially going to put this into the next video in the intro. However, I felt like doing it separately was a lot better. Otherwise, it would drag out the intro for the video and therefore drag out the video when it doesn't need to. So I'm just gonna I'm making a separate video in preparation for what is essentially a new era for this channel, for my channel, which I'm so excited about, and I will get to a little bit later in the video. But the first thing that I do want to bring up, which is probably the most obvious one and the one that probably needs to be talked about first, I have finally moved house. I am so excited. This is my new room in my new home. I couldn't ask for a better room, honestly. The room that I had before in the other home was good, but it was very cramped and it was very small. This room is better. I mean, it's still a bit small, but I have a bit more elbow room in this room. A lot of new things. I've got a new bed, a new bedside table, just a lot of new things mixed in with the old. I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm just keep forgetting that the camera's up here now. I'm just looking at the screen, but looking eyes up here. Sorry. This kind of leads into this kind of, again, visually goes into the new era of my channel because, you know, I'm filming somewhere different now, and honestly, it's just really exciting, and I'm just so grateful with the house we're living in, so our new home, and I'm so grateful. I really am so grateful for it, and I cannot wait. I've also got visually to have here, as you can see, the back wall here is blank, but I've got some shelves that are going to go up the back here, which I'm excited for when it happens. Like we have to set them up, but we haven't had the time to. But that's okay because in time they will. Even though I've been here for about 2 months already, there is still a lot that needs to be unpacked and working out where things go. In the meantime, happy that we're settled down. You know, I'm moving around again because, as you guys know, the last video that I filmed, which was the Eurovision video, the review, I filmed that a few days after the grand final back in mid-May, and let me tell you, getting that video done was excruciating, mainly because after I filmed the video and started editing it, by June, I had to help with renovations with the house, getting the house ready to move into, because even though this room is quite gorgeous, it's beautiful, this wasn't the initial coloring of the room. The walls were like the colors of the door, very like a creamy yellow, maybe a bit more of a yellow tinge to it, and then the frames and the skirting boards were all like this dark brown. So it was a bit hideous. It's transformed. You wouldn't have recognized this room when we first started renovating. So I was busy with that for a bit, obviously leading up to, while trying to edit the video as well. And then once we moved in, we had the slight complication that we didn't have any internet for roughly a month. That pushed back the release of that video even further, because even though I could still work on the video offline, there was still stuff that had to get off the internet so that I could complete it. So that by the time I was able to sort of get that home run after we got internet around late July, I just pushed through and got that baby out. It's been roughly 3 weeks already, but I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who viewed that video. It is slowly becoming one of my more popular videos on the channel. I put a lot of effort into it despite everything else that was going on around me at the time, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy it was well received. I feel like most of my videos are well received anyways, but I'm just so happy that one did really well considering what I went through with that video. And the little obstacles, but I'm happy, and I'm happy to be back here now filming again. Let me tell you, it has been so fucking hard trying to get my motivation back, because after not filming for 3 months, and then after editing the Eurovision video, I just wanted to have the time to rest, because I was still getting settling into the house. Trying to come back into filming again for the channel has been You know, something that I've really wanted to do for weeks. Let me tell you, for weeks I wanted to try and get back into it, but I've just had no motivation to do it. So I'm happy now that I'm back here and just pushing forward. And it's all happening. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to film my first official video back, aside from this one, obviously. And yeah, so that's pretty much it on the life front. You know, I'm doing quite well. Just, you know, aside from that, you know, just slowly moving along with my life, you know, now that I've settled into the house. And I'm really excited because there's a lot of exciting things that is going to be happening in my life, you know, which I'm excited about. I can't wait. So now the channel updates, which are also going to be quite big ones, which is going to be really exciting. I cannot wait to tell you, which I'll tell you now, obviously. So the very first thing that I want to talk about, which is probably the biggest change that's coming out of this video, I mean, aside from the room, the big change is that I am going to be changing the name of my channel, which probably might come as a shock to a lot of you, maybe, I don't know, but it's something that I have been pondering on for basically since I've been, you know, away from my channel. A little lore going back to when I first started, like, because it all becomes, you know, relevant. When I first started this channel, I wasn't initially using Lucas as my name. I initially came up with the name That One Dude. But before I started filming my first video, I did some research on YouTube to see if anybody else had that name, and I saw a few people did, and I was a bit hesitant to do so. I didn't want people to think that I was like copying. So I thought, well, I couldn't think of anything else at the time, so I thought I'll just go with Lucas CG. Even though afterwards I realized that that name was already used with other, I wasn't the only one that had that name for the channel. I was like, oh, fuck me, right? Fuck my drag. That's been like that for a while. Now, again, relevance, guys, I promise this is going somewhere. Has anyone thought of what their drag name would be? Alright, bear with me. That's also something that I have initially sort of been thinking about last year, I think, sometime mid last year. Even though I'm not a drag queen or a drag performer of any kind, you know, I think that's been something that has been brought to my attention by some people, I think, or someone, I don't know who. And I had a great name for myself, but the name left my brain as soon as it came into existence. It just came and went straight away. So I was playing around with other names as well afterwards, but they weren't as good as what I had initially. Fast forward to, I think, last month, and I don't know, for some reason I was thinking the name Serafino sounded quite cool. I don't know how I'd heard the name Serafino before, but I don't know where I got it from again. I don't know where I got it. Then I thought, there's also the name Serafina, because that's like the female equivalent. Excuse me, the female equivalent. So then I thought, oh my god, Serafina. That would be such a great name for. That would be such a great drag name. I was like, oh my god, that's my drag name, and it kind of gives off like Victoria vibes as well. But Serafina, I love that. But then I got to thinking, as Bianca Del Rio said once, what if that name wasn't just a drag name? What if that name is like my moniker? The moniker that I've been needing all this time. And I could do so much more with it than just be a drag name. So, from now on, my channel name is going to be Serafina. Honestly, a stroke of genius for me. I think that is such a awesome name. I don't know if it's been used, but but you know, as I've seen before, it doesn't matter. But I'm excited. This feels so unique to me. I don't know, but guys, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this so much. I'm still gonna be Lucas, but I'm also gonna be Serafina. Especially when it comes to gaming, I'm gonna have it be like, you know, Serafino or Serafina, depending, but Serafina, Mr. Serafina, if you will, or whatever. It's cool. It's exciting. It really is exciting. About I'm really excited. I'm really excited, guys. And I feel like it also really plays into my sexuality as well, because I mean, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Lucas. Pleased to meet you. And how, you know, I feel like sometimes I just sort of like in terms of energy, sometimes I have more masculine energy one day, other days I might have more feminine energy, and I you know, I fuck with that. I don't think I think that's cool. I don't care. It just really sort of it just really sort of explores myself more in that way. And also I will be adding intros to my channel now as well. I'm excited about that, and it's not gonna be just one intro, because if there's anything you should know about me by now, I can't just do one for something. It has to be multiple. Also, the best part about it is I'm gonna be displaying Aussie music, especially from the 2000s, because hey, that's my vintage and my childhood, in my intros. So I'm excited about making those as well. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. This is going to be a moment. I told you, this era is going to be so exciting. It's going to be branching out into something so exciting. Oh my god. Okay, I'm waffling on. Let's move on quickly. So moving along with the channel updates, the next one I want to bring up is, as a lot of you know already, the writers and actors strike has been going on for a few months now. And I want to show my support for those said writers and actors and stand in solidarity by not doing any movie reactions while the strike is going, especially on strike content, because these people who have written all of these movies and TV shows, especially, you know, when I think about watching movies and shows growing up in, like, throughout my entire life, now looking back, seeing how these people had written, taken the time to write, and for the actors to perform what was written, not only giving the writers, you know, expressing their artistic creativity, but also these actors, you know, being able to perform. I've already said that already, maybe, but you know, and not being able to have livable wages from doing so. I think it's really sad, and it just really goes to show that I feel like, to some degree, that art is still not being treated as something serious in terms of a job aspect. I feel like from this, because art has been the source of kind of like a butt of a joke in terms of art, like being decent, you know, job careers, even though a lot of things that bring us joy and emotion and just happiness comes from art in any way, shape or form, any kind of media form included. It sucks that all these people are getting this treatment. So I want to stand with those people who have given us as people all these joys, have these things to talk about afterwards, other people, and even for content creators here on YouTube and other media platforms to discuss and react to, such as myself. So that's why I'm doing it. I must say though, it's no skin off my nose, because if you look at my channel, there's only been one movie reaction so far. The rest has been more music related, but I did have plans to do more movie reactions coming back into the channel, but those videos will be shelved for now until there is a resolution from the strike. You know, to quote Aaliyah, we need a resolution, but only for strike content. So that means I could still do things that aren't, like, you know, attached to any of, like, the main studio companies in Hollywood, but I feel like it's very, like, vague and sort of like, I don't know what could be what. So I mean, I could still do some things if it's like, if I go along the lines of maybe like indie stuff or stuff that isn't created from those struck studios. So, you know, I could still probably do some things, but I probably won't do as much currently. I mean, I could even maybe go into maybe reacting to anime, maybe kind of go along the lines of people like Christology, who is reacting to anime as well, again, or maybe do something like what Alanda Park has done with, you know, doing more indie films. That's something that I'm definitely heavily considering as well. But I also want to react to short films that have been released, especially from content creators that I follow on YouTube as well. I've got a few in mind that I want to maybe try and react to. I mean, I've already reacted to a lot of them, but I want to react to them for the channel as well. So I'll see where that leads me. But aside from that, I will still be doing a lot of music reactions, a lot of album reactions. I'm going to get back into those straight away. I've missed them. And pop culture related content. So anything that's, you know, again, basically just not a movie reaction, that movie or TV reaction that is of struck content, then, you know, that's all good. And then the third and final channel update, which I'm going to do, which kind of leads into the same thing that I said just before, except for a different thing, which is, for the time being, I will not continue to play Overwatch. And that reason is also, again, quite a big one as well, because if you, again, don't know, Blizzard has basically just, like, you know, diarrhea, shit, any form on Overwatch in the last couple of months. Long story short, they have broken all the promises that they made about Overwatch 2 back in 2019, and now Overwatch has just become Overwatch 1, but worse, in the sense that everything is just a big monetary game now, which is also upsetting because I was hoping to get back into Overwatch a lot more coming back into the channel. Sorry, it's back there, which is unfortunate. I just don't want to put up with that for the sake of that reason. I don't want to give Blizzard. I just want to give Blizzard that because they're really ruining Overwatch at the moment, and I don't want to be playing a game that is being tarnished like that. Even though I love Overwatch so much, I love the characters in the game, the lore, and just the gameplay itself. But I'm not going to stand for it, so I'm not going to be playing Overwatch for now until somehow Blizzard miraculously rectifies the situation. But I don't know how they're going to do that. I really don't know. Not only that, but, you know, everyone who paid for Overwatch, myself included, now everything that they've done has been for nothing, because now I believe that Blizzard has basically gotten rid of Overwatch 1 and is bringing back, like, the things from Overwatch 1 into Overwatch 2, but you know, again, you have to pay money for it along with everything else you need to pay for in Overwatch now, to my knowledge. So yeah, it sucks. I'm hoping I can still incorporate Overwatch somehow in my channel without playing Overwatch. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that will remain to be seen. All I'm going to say to Blizzard is, if those tens of thousands of negative reviews from Steam aren't telling you anything, then at this point, I'm kind of hoping that another gaming company buys out Overwatch so they can get them out of Blizzard's hands and they can fix it. Just fix it, please. So that's it. And just to kind of lift it up a bit, before I leave you guys, a bit of Eurovision news that, you know, obviously, if you're a Eurovision fan, you already know already. Sweden have already announced the city that's going to be hosting next year. We are back in Malmo for 2024, which means it is 11 years since Malmo last hosted back in 2013. So we're going to be back there for next year. So I can't wait. It's officially Malmo 2024. So I can't wait. With that all being said, thank you so much for hanging out while I've been getting back into the swing of things. It's so good to be back, and I cannot wait for what's to come next. Let me tell you, it's going to be exciting. I cannot wait to sort of get back in. I cannot wait to get back into it. In the meantime, hang in there, take care of yourself, and I will see you all very soon. See you later.